Hi folks, welcome to the 8 Regents tournament for the last time. So this is round 7, the final week, and Baratheon plays against Martell, possibly deciding the winner of the entire tournament. We'll see. It's also still possible that Stark wins. I'll talk about some of the combinations later if there is time, but we have a game, our first game, and it's Marek against Francesco Cirilli from the Martell team, and let's see what we have. Oh, Knights of the Hollow Hill, interesting, against Banner of the Dragon for Baratheon. Yeah. Yeah, we knew that Knights of the Hollow Hill would come twice in this round. It's an annoying deck to face for sure, but it's been nerfed significantly with the restricted list, the previous one, not the latest one now. Hopefully not that strong on this occasion. We'll see if Baratheon can withstand it. Okay. Hopefully had some success against those two decks. Yeah, Marek definitely doesn't like playing against decks like that. But just one last effort to get the win here, and it will be much easier for the rest of the round. Obviously no setup for Martell. Just the 3 cards for Baratheon. House Florent. Yeah, Imrion setup is not great. He does do some work as a late game push if the game is close and goes to time. But in round 1, I think there will be something that kills him before he could trigger his ability, unfortunately. And we have your king commands it against Behest. Interesting. Interesting opener. And let's see, is there anything annoying like a naval superiority or something? There is, okay. At least that's out of the way. But it's not bad. It should be about equal in the board state here. There will be only 5 gold for Francesco as well. But of course his advantage comes in the remainder of the game with his agenda. And here we go with the draw. At least there's not enough gold to put out Dawn. Well, not yet anyway. But he does get the intrigue claim if the Grimblood Trader survives. Well, anything else? He keeps the gold. Okay, there is some ambush, and there is, of course, there are events like Vengeance for Elia, for instance. But I guess you make him spend them. Just do the challenge. If it's Vengeance, it will just kill the dupe, I guess. His Viper Eyes first. Gets cancelled. Is there another one? Or a cancel for the cancel, maybe? No. And here comes the vengeance, okay. It's slightly annoying, it will allow the Grimblood Trader to survive and do the challenge back. But at least that's one of those events gone now. No, see, since this could be a reset heavy deck, yeah. Just thinking maybe you keep the dupes, because that allows you to keep the pressure on against Morghulis, the Stranger. Although Shireen obviously on those plots is good as well if the opponent has something that survives. Usually they don't. So she keeps, she needs the Grimblood Trader, and should be 2-1 in the opening round if nothing else comes in. And Baratheon gets to keep the rest of their hand. Okay, not doing anything with this, just adding the trader back for another trigger. Is there something in dominance? A Varys maybe? Yeah, that didn't seem worth it even if he did have it. It's not a board that's causing problems. It's gaining power quickly or anything like that. And now Marek should get some gold, hopefully. Okay, Ravages. Again, with an empty board. Easy plot choice, although nothing in shadows. Against Time of Plenty. And Marek is going to be forced to go first all the time here. Sacrificing Imri, not the economy, that also makes sense. I guess he's better in the discard pile than he would be in the dead pile. I'm sure Morghulis is coming. And Martell decks do occasionally play Citadel Archivists. Chance to get Imri back. And now I think some red priests would be in order here. Check out the hand, take out any characters you see that could be causing problems. Gaston Grey in the discard pile now. Could be King's Landing in the deck. That's an annoying one. And discarding Stan is interesting. Seems like his passive ability could be pretty decent. Nicely duped. And now double reset needed to get rid of this board. Something like Varys into Morghulis. And here comes more draw. Please don't have Dorn or King's Landing. Ah, okay. That's annoying. That's going to be marshalling Gaston Grey against anything that could gain quick power. And if Godry tries to kill the Grimblood Trader now, could be returned to hand and then march to follow next round. So it's not an efficient play, but if you don't do it, how are you gaining power? Maybe he could instead attack with Alistair here. Yeah, we all do. Attack with Alistair if he gets returned. He nils Grimblood Trader, and well, it's going to die anyway if it's a military challenge. And you get to replay him for the draw and the Melisandre nil. No gold on this occasion for Martell. Well, what do you do? You could play defensively, keep the board, hope there aren't resets, or you could just go for all 3 challenges. Should be 3 unopposed. Well, not in this order, but okay. I was thinking 3 unopposed. And power claim gets you to 6-0. Problem is if Godry is returned, that gives Martell the chance to do March to the Wall then. Against the duped character. Okay. Okay, and Marek is not going to walk into Gaston Grey. And he has decided to defend the intrigue and win dominance instead. Yeah. Always looks good early on, but Martell is in a good spot here. Has the cards, has the Gaston Grey loop, and more than enough economy with Water Gardens and the agenda. Now let's see what else we can expect in the plot deck. So I'm sure there will be 2 resets, Morghulis to Harris, the Stranger, 2 of these 3. Then I would expect siege preparations from Martell. They've been nerfed quite a lot, so not sure what the restricted card is here. Have we seen it? I don't think we have, so... Alright, we have the Stranger. So... Grimblood Trader and Godry will die, and then... I guess one of the dupes will be gone. Probably from Melisandre. To follow it with Morghulis, is it? And at least Marek wins initiative this time. So, what are the options in a deck like this that slow plays the long game? I guess Secret Schemes is the best one, isn't it? Maybe Exchange of Information, but you can do Secret Schemes and then go for siege preparations for the draw and maybe counting coppers. So 3 plots left. I'm sure there is another reset and then siege preparations. And yeah, we haven't seen March either, so can't have everything. He's found the space for naval superiority and ravages as well, so... Alright, Starfall is annoying, however, we have the Mad King's command, so something will be going away. Now Martell can't really go wide with locations. They would need a few characters in play, and cards will be down to 3 as well. Hope Marek has a Red Priest or a Queensman or something to get rid of secret schemes if it's in hand. Okay. Chance to take most of the icons now. But 6 cards in hand and 3 will be lost. Not much you can do with King's Landing. It draws a card, but for the price of discarding one. Save for Melisandre, nice. So let's get another character, and then the other 3 cards could be kept. Oh, okay, not the Melisandre needed unfortunately with this, but it is a strong character, and spending the gold, which means there isn't a scene in Flames either. Now let's see the targeting restrictions. So we have cost 5 or lower, so hits everyone. And there is also Starfall and Gaston. Currently, let's see which location is kept. I'm thinking Water Gardens is going here because King's Landing and Gaston Loop is very nice. Unfortunately, Gaston here is still annoying. Kind of prevents Marek from doing any attacks. He has the board to just defend, of course, and stay ahead on power, but 38 minutes. I would expect Martell to turn it around at some point if the pressure is not maintained. Okay, Water Gardens is gone. And now, I guess Baratheon is ahead in resources here. But I'm sure one of those 3 cards can still do something with 3 gold. Or 4 gold, I should say. Or is there... Maybe there are 3 non-characters somehow. You only get to keep 3 with Mad King's command, so you think he would have played something. Now he's going to go for the hand, of course. That's the easiest icon to remove and protects his own hand as well. Sadly. Hopefully. Well, it's 3 good cards, of course. Well, at least on Martell's side, because he had 6 to choose from. Don't know the other side, but I would assume there's good stuff to hit here. Blackwater Bay. That's not drawing much in this matchup, so not the worst card to lose. Yeah, exactly. And now Bastard sacrifices itself, stops Second Sons from doing a challenge. And I think Melisandre can do power now, because if she escapes the board with her bodyguard, can just be replayed next round. Does it seem like a big deal, especially if there isn't another reload trigger? Yeah, just do it. I think it ends 7-1 after this round if you do it. Of course, the danger is that he's viperized and takes a look at the hand and discards her or something, but what can you do? Now is he going to pass completely? He does, okay. Well, it's 5-2 instead of 7-1, but he's protecting himself against resets. Yeah, that's the problem. Now we have Varys. Leaves Alistair, but Let's see. Alistair and Melisandre. And you play Morghulis with one card in hand. Question is, what do you do? Yeah, what do you do with the bodyguard? So let's go back to hand, which makes the prospect of Morghulis not that great from Francesco's perspective. Now we could see marched instead, I guess. Plots have almost turned around for Francesco, so we'll soon see what all of his cards are. And okay, he goes for marched. And now Melisandre can potentially come back with her bodyguard. So we have Behest, we have Naval, Ravages, the Stranger and Marched, and 2 plots left. There has to be a draw in there, because without it Francesco is not winning this game. What happened with Parley? Okay, chose Intrigue. And now Robert comes in, Melisandre stays in hand. Robert with a bodyguard. Okay. That's not ideal. There is Gaston, which you can't attack into. There is Starfall, so just a military icon would get rid of the bodyguard, and we go into Morghulis. But Francesco has nothing, so he had 1 card left and top deck 2. Could be ambush, or maybe he doesn't have it. Marek is not walking into anything. He's just going to pass, pass, pass. If he had thrown in chamber, would have liked his chances, and Dorn was in hand. And Francesco didn't marshal it with 7 gold. He's going for the draw instead. And wins dominance. And what do we have here? Bodyguard discarded. He's going to try to kill Robert in the plot phase with Morghulis, and we have more economy coming in. I think maybe the play here was really to attack a bit more. Just go for the power challenges. You take a big lead before all of these resets happen. King's Landing Cap Net, okay. And you can't really use Gaston if you're going to play Morghulis, so maybe just do those challenges. We know that he has Melisandre and the bodyguard still. Bodyguard actually went on Robert, so he has Melisandre in hand. Okay, and big gold here. So Robert does die, and Hagen wins initiative somehow, yeah, because of the agenda. And unfortunately, Marek has to go first, and Melisandre won't be able to kneel anything here. Now let's have something else. Another character or 2. Now he knows the plot deck. So plot in round 7 there should be possibly another Behest to check the last plot. And then you can replay the resets and marched. And now Francesco not looking so bad. Here we go, Sin in Flames. That's going to get rid of another card and kneel the escort, and then I think Starfall either takes the military icon to keep him alive or takes the power icon to to stop Melisandre attacking. You need to lose 2 for the Rivergate to trigger, so I think Marek is not going to be winning 2. Unless Francesco lets him and doesn't take the icons and tries to just takes the loss here with the escort being killed and then goes for more draw. Larian could have entered play, so that's a nice card to get rid of. And now, are we in the action window for Starfall, or will Francesco pass? Yes, taking the power icon, so he's thinking the same way I was, trying not to go too far behind in power. And Marek going for the military, then he has a choice to make, I guess. Does he do the intrigue or not, because you're potentially giving 2 cards for the Rivergate trigger, and he knows because he saw this hand if it's okay. It was burning on the sand, fair enough. Now will he pass again? Okay. Gaston used, of course that can be replayed. There's no hand, so may as well do that if you have too much gold. And claim of course is 0, so does Melisandre go for an additional unopposed or dominance? She should go for dominance. It was the same thing, it got 1 power, but now Rivergate can be triggered. Yeah. Not a good call, and remarshalled even with King's Landing. And if you wanted to do 2 challenges, I guess the play was to do intrigue first to get rid of burning and then do military. And here we go. Drawing into secret schemes, and just before the plots go back to 0, and he's drawn 5 of that. So yeah, that's an unfortunate development, and could be game changing. The saving grace, of course, is that the economy is not there, so whatever the last plot is, it will get the +3 from the agenda. Okay, and it's siege preparation, so 7 gold for those cards. And yeah, not much gold here for Marek either, but we do know that he has fiery followers, which he can play. And Melisandre should need something with that. Going first. Okay, 3 characters, as good as anything. Now what does he do with King's Landing? He could play Dorne, he could play Rivergate or Gaston. Or nothing. Because those are... especially Dorne, of course, is expensive and he has no standing characters. Gaston. And nothing else, but now there is 8 cards, so surely he has something in hand. Discards the extra Starfall. Still no Dorn in play, and Secret Schemes back to the beginning. 0 used plots now. He got it just in time with that Rivergate trigger. Now let's see. Is he going to concede some unopposed challenges here is the question. Starfall can still be used. Hasn't been. And Fiery Followers does the military. Is there another Vengeance or is a Viper Eyes? Not a great card now with siege preparations, I guess. Oh, he's returning it, fine. It's a guaranteed Melisandre trigger if she's still alive, which she might not be. And Vengeance as well, okay. So now he could try to kill or march her next round. But she should do power, at least successfully. And if the icon is taken, she will do intrigue. Not triggering Starfall. And burning, okay, for some more stall. Okay. So no military icons to kill Melisandre, but we'll be trying to do power back. Eight-6 and dominance should be tied. But Marek gets the cards back. Up to 6, hopefully no dead draws or anything like that. And I think Behest will check what the last plot is and then go into March for sure. Slightly more dangerous to let Francesco go first because of the military challenge. You kind of want to do that first with Fiery Followers. Escort, okay, that's the military icon gone, and can't re-marshal him now, needs another round. Now is Gaston coming back, or will we see Dorn or the Rivergate? Gaston to return Fiery Followers again. Actually, he might have other ideas here if he uses Starfall and then does a military challenge. Alright. So Rivergate comes from the discard pile and Dorn comes from hand. Let's have 3 shots here, come on. Now he's not in a great spot for those resets, Morghulis and the Stranger, but Ravages is pretty decent. He could play that next round and get rid of Houseden Escort. Marshal both of them again from the discard pile. Kneeling the faithful, even though it's withering cold and he has a power icon, I guess. Maybe he's the character that will die to the military claim. Not the worst thing. No power icon, but easily standable is the reducer. Now let's see. So Shadow City Bastard does his challenge first. That lets Francesco take the lead. And now he's going to take Jorah's icons, is it? Yeah. Which allows the escort to do a successful military challenge. Then you don't mind him being knelt, I guess, because you play Ravages and you have two of them in the discard pile. Starfall does remain knelt at least, so can't repeat that next round. Okay, he's taken both icons to stop opposing this one. Or is he going to pass? No. Okay, and kills the reducer, which could have stood and done a power back. Now Fiery Followers, of course, is doing the free trick challenge, and should be dominance as well. And yes, hitting Secret Schemes is not a bad one. It's grown again to 3 cards next round, and not feeding Dorn by doing the intrigue. So not a bad spot. 9-9. Yeah, maybe those power challenges where he passed to keep the board safe would have been better. Result would be more in his favor. He would be closer to victory. But I think that River Gate, where he gave Secret Schemes away, without that Francesco wouldn't have had so many cards here and would struggle really in the last part of the game. Okay, and he goes for the Stranger and not for Ravages. And we have trade routes on the other side before Political Disaster can hit again. And this will kill everything. Including the escort. One still in the discard pile. Should be coming back. More draw. What have we here? Cancelling something. Secret Schemes. Okay, Hand's Judgment. To cancel Hand's Judgment, unfortunately. That's the last of the Secret Schemes gone. But still has Dorn now for the draw. So, unfortunate. 3 gold though, and no easy way to do anything. Iron Bank will have its units, the faction card, so If he marshals the escort from the discal pile, I think that's about all he can do probably. More economy. Yeah. Not the worst situation for Marco if he has the cards. Alright. Cirilli just needs everything. So I guess this is where she does the power challenge and dominance. Maybe even the Plaza trigger, because he can get to 13, I think, if he does that. Ooh, and it's a banner dragon deck. So, do we have Missandei? I think if that was the case, Missandei actually can't stand Cirilli. She's not costly enough. So I think that is just the one challenge. And of course it's Feeding Dorn and potentially his Viper Eyes. Has to have that burning all the time. Fine. That's a 2-claim swing, but what can you do? Still goes 11-9 here. Okay, discarding Stannis, a character, just to stand her. That's slightly risky because I think Marched is still in the deck. No, actually Marched was used. Alright, and we have Archivist discarded, and he does trigger. In spite of King's Landing. Interesting call. Yeah. That seems favorable for Baratheon. Okay, so it ends 12-9. Fortunately, still 10 minutes remaining. And Martell still in a good spot. Let's see what happens next. So he should have political. Actually, this was used, March was used, and Behest was used. So Stranger. The last 3 plots are Political Disaster, Morgulis, and Ravages. Is it? Ravages seems decent. 2 cards in hand and 1 in play, 1 character in play. So we'll need to get rid of the allocation, and on the other side you just lose the escort. And I guess if the game goes fast enough, he'll be stuck with another Morgulis, no claim and everything dead. But he's built up some econ now. Okay, and it's Ravages into Mad King's Command, and Marek going first this time. So just going to lose 1 location here, whatever he doesn't need. Great Hall, looks like nothing unique in hand. And River Gate on the other side, not the escort. I guess it's cheaper to marshal a River Gate with King's Landing than it is to marshal the escort from the discard pile. Although it does, of course, use up your 1 limited. And we have Last of the Giants also now in the discard pile, and Sir Barristan Selmy. Card in Shadows. And 2 left in hand, possibly will feed Plaza with that. And so much gold that he can dig for something, get 3 impactful characters into play. Has a standing Starfall now as well. Look for King's Landing. Does that mean the econ location is going? And 2 cards from hand. Didn't marshal an additional character, even though he only has 1 military and 1 power icon in play, and it's on the same character. For a moment there I thought maybe he had the cancel, someone always tells. Maybe he still does actually. I think choices need to come first. Seven gold left. Again, could be stuff that enters play, of course. That's why you don't marshal additional characters. Although Shadow City Bastard we've seen in this deck, we've seen Baratheon. Guess Dornish Spy would be a good one as well. That's a character that also takes an icon away. Let's see if there is a way to defend against this. Guess he's doing it because Francesco passed the window to take the icon. Alright. Hotach was the surprise. Could have tried to hit him with intrigue, I guess, but no guarantees. Now let's have Aegon to bring in Dario and Harris. That would be nice. That actually is that so useful because Starfall is still standing, so we'll just take Dario's icon. I was thinking Dario military icon, and oh, he can do intrigue actually, right? Because this was a power challenge. So Aegon brings in Dario. Dario does intrigue, takes the escort with the power icon. No, alright. Maybe it's not Aegon. And now Ario. Okay, that's a slightly weird order. Why did he pass challenges if he had this option? He's going to bring in Second Sons, so now he has 2 power icons. Make sure he can't lose the power challenge. Or he could try to defend against Dario Hotach and keep his board. Then Second Sons goes back to hand. And it's a character you can marshal next round. Still a chance also to do Plaza. Looks like he's happy to kill Cirilli. I would have played more aggressively here, I think. Try to go for the challenges because Martell has to defend if you're in 12. Can't leave stuff unopposed and then these cards would be nailed. Okay, but he's protecting his hand. Looks like we're going into another round and he has something he thinks he can win with. And I keep forgetting, so what do we have? We have Morgulis and we have what? What was the other plot? PD. No, PD is already here. Okay, he's going to defend the power to stay ahead. Makes sense, it's giving a card to Dorn, but makes sense. Secret Schemes is back. Hopefully it doesn't draw it. Okay, and he's taken Ariohota back to hand. That's going to mess stuff up for Baratheon next round. Yeah, too bad that this wasn't the final round. It was nicely stalled here for Marek to keep ahead at 12-11, so I'm guessing he can't play Morgulis now with the 0 claim, so it will be the last remaining plot. What is the other one? I forgot. More options for Baratheon, but none really good, I think. Oh, is it naval superiority? I think it's naval was played earlier with behest, so needs to be careful not to play an edict or kingdom if he can. I don't remember all of the plots here for Marek, unfortunately, to know if he has any options. Yeah, players have the time to make decisions. Francesco has already selected. I think he has to play naval here to get the claim. Morgulis isn't helping him, it's getting more on his side than on the opponent's side, and he would have no claim. Forget what traits Parley has. I think it's a war, but is it an edict? Well, what to do? If you play Parley and call power, then Francesco can only really hope for unopposed challenges, and he should get them really with Ariohota in hand, so could win the game that way. You could call military because he has no icons currently, and that means the one card that we know is in hand can't affect challenges, but he could push the power challenge through then with the Hotach trigger against Aegon, which is again not very nice. King's Landing can't really do anything. I think Time of Plenty is the other option, isn't it? I think that's what... Did he have Time of Plenty? I think he did. Has one card in hand and then gets 3 more, and not affected by naval, and just marshal whatever you have and hope for the best. Stuff in the dead pile though, so it's risky to have unique characters in the dead pile here. Goes for Time of Plenty. Alright. 5 gold for Francesco. 8 gold for Marek. But Francesco has more options and more stuff in play. And of course Marek goes first with that Ariohotach. Red Priest, where are you? Taking some liberties now with decision making here. What do we have? We have 2 characters, alright. Sir Courtney Penrose. Can't stand if he wins power, which I'm guessing he won't because of Starfall and Ariohotach. And we have Haldon. He can, I guess, get some luck with the draws an event that does something, but let's be realistic, that's not likely. Let's see if Marek has drawn anything. Does he have a... No, so discard pile is now empty. his own choice. Of course, you want secret schemes back, you want to draw more, but he had some chances there with King's Landing and with House Dine Escort that work well with the discard pile. And now Francesco will think as well, of course, which he is entitled to. Maybe if 10 minutes left, the players should speed up, because you would expect another round or two, but time's up, so just need to play optimally here. Try to win the game. Does he have anything? We know he has Areohotach in hand. So he can throw something out of a challenge, and he can use Starfall for icon control. Well, actually, I'm being a bit stupid here, because of course you have to pay for Areohotach, so I keep thinking, okay, he comes in with tricks, with Rihanna and stuff like that, but he will take all the 5 gold here. So if he wants to do that, he can't marshal anything. Now the Iron Bank will have its due, of course, is an option. But 6 cards in hand, and one of them is not it, so maybe he doesn't have it. Yeah, there was some damage done with those Mad King's commands, getting rid of some economy, and yeah, Water Gardens was in play. He decided not to keep it. Dornish Fiefdom was in play at some point. It looks like he can't just play out 2 or 3 characters and try to win in the challenges phase game either, because I think he would have done so already if he had those cards. So hopefully just thinking if there is a way to win, but I hope that he doesn't find any. Alright, Bastard Daughter, and 3 gold left. Question is, how do you play this? Now, you could pass. That's one thing you could do, and it's 12-11, but then, for instance, there is only one military icon, as we see, so if Bastard Daughter does if Starfall takes the icon, Bastard Daughter does the challenge, it will be unopposed and something claimed, so that leaves 6 for dominance and leaves 7 on the other side, and Francesco wins in that case. So need to do some kind of a challenge. Pushing power through would go a long way, of course. Courtney can stand as well, so I'm surprised that his icon hasn't already been taken. Maybe Francesco is hoping to target icons in a way to get unopposed. As you see, there's 3 power icons here, so that's not the way to achieve that. Yeah. Hopefully you're providing good commentary, otherwise this is not very exciting. The player's taking a really long time to play this out, of course. A bit of hand knowledge here would go a long way. If only there was a Red Priest or a Sin in Flames to check the hand of Francesco. Then Marek could play perfectly and he would know if he has the game won or not, but he He's doing this blindly, of course, and if Iron Bank will have its due is in hand, that could be played on a 2-coster and bring in Aryo Hotach to mess stuff up, potentially. But attacking with 2 on the power challenge seems like it could work. There would need to be another power icon, and Hotach is not it. Yeah, so he's going for that. What kind of annoying stuff could be in there? Some kind of Southern Messenger and annoying stuff like that. And Doran will be drawing if this challenge goes through. Looks like it will go through. So Courtney stands. Here comes his Viper Eyes. Hopefully he doesn't have 2, because that gets rid of the Plaza stand. The Iron Throne, too bad. Guaranteed dominance would have helped. Now do we have the claim? What's happening? So this is a reaction to winning still. Is there a second? His Viper Eyes. There is a Vengeance to stop claim, and that means Hotach is now too expensive. Well, what are the options? Let's say Plaza of Pride is successful. It has to be, because 1-cost card can stand any of these. Then that leaves you with 3 characters, and Starfall can only really go after the military icon. That gives Francesco unopposed military, and it will be 12-12, but okay, then he does intrigue. Yeah, and he should lose dominance. I don't think he can win with just stuff on the board. He has to have something in hand. Wish they would get it over with. Need to go to the toilet. It's an important place to be made, I guess. So if he does a military here, because that's the one Starfall can target, I assume we've passed the action window. And Bastard Daughter defends, that means she can't attack for that unopposed. If she doesn't defend, it's 13-11, then goes to 13-12 with her unopposed, and he can take another icon. It seems similar in every situation, basically. Now Miss Sunday, of course, would be the dream card, but that would be optimistic. And he's passed, actually. Okay. So it's Francesco's turn. Can he do it? He cannot pass himself because it loses him the game. He has to do a challenge. And privileged position, I guess, would be nice as well. But actually, we had his Viper Eyes, so Francesco knows the card, so he knows if he's won or not. So I guess he can make the calculations. He knows the last card, and if he can't win, he can concede, or he can do challenges. You always, in a tense situation like this, you just do it and see if there is a misplay of some kind. So okay, he's going to take the military icon for that one unopposed. Is there something you can do with 1 gold after winning a military challenge? Probably not. Killed Courtney. Even before power. Military was already gone, so I guess this guy has 2 icons, so more useful in this situation. And now Plaza. Trigger to stand him. And this needs to be defended. And now is there a way to win the power challenge or to win dominance? Or tie dominance even? That's the question. 3 cards in hand, and 1 is Ariohotach. And now concede, right? Right, let's see if he does or if he has a solution. He's done his challenges, he's given the misplay a chance to happen, but Marek really didn't have much to misplay here. He had whatever standing characters he had, and he had that Plaza, so it's not like he could have done some weird sequence that lost him the game here. And I think that should be 13-12. If it went to cards in hand, it's 41-40 as well, so that's pretty dramatic there. Alright, how long did this one take? We've been recording for 1 hour and 22, so quite a monster game, yeah. And this is where, of course, the restricted list matters, because Secret Schemes was in the deck and it did some good work. However, the rest of the stuff, I will show you, why not? So the Wars deck that wins with Duran's game was one of the decks that was targeted, had Host of the Boneway and To the Spears restricted. And then this one had in Duran's name, and we saw how badly Francesco struggled with economy when he got the cards. Of course, he didn't have the gold, and when he had the gold, he didn't have the cards. And also the plots, pardon me, here they are, so exchange also can be played in combination with any of those, or you win or you die with the reserve boost that is in theory playable for Knights of the Hollow Hill. And what else is there? Nothing in the pods, but there is also the Annals of Castle Black, so gets you a chance to replay Secret Schemes for extra draw and potentially in Duran's name for extra gold. And all of this has contributed to this deck being still very strong, but not as OP as it was in the past. So Marek was able to hold his own. Alright, so that's the first win for Baratheon in this pair, so we need to win 4 first of all. That means we have a chance of winning the tournament. Martell, if they win 4, they win the tournament. And Stark is also in the game, so if Baratheon wins 4, then Stark can still win all the remaining games against Tyrell, win that one 6-1, and Stark will be champion. So in theory, Baratheon needs 6-1 here or 5-2 to force the extra match, but guess we'll see how the Stark games go before we worry about that. Alright, so I think this has been long enough, so I thank you all for joining me, and I guess we'll see you on Saturday, where when most of the games will be happening. So thanks again, and see you next time.